how do you reconcile the notion of a new covenant with the passages in the Tanakh?
Yes.
The law of Moses, known as the Torah, is
Yes.
an eternal covenant. And
Yeah.
here are some examples, I believe, from the questioner.
Yes.
So Torah commandments are said to be forever.
Yes.
So you have the Sabbath, a covenant forever.
Yeah.
Exodus 31, physical circumcision. Genesis 9:17 is a sign of the covenant forever. New moons. I believe the Hebrew there is olam.
Of course.
The oil for lamps is forever.
Yes. Right.
Showbread, slaves.
Yeah.
So how do we...
Well, that's not difficult at all. Olam is the word there. It means in the indefinite future. Now, if it means literally forever, then physical circumcision is required. Physical circumcision, I repeat, is required for everybody, males, that is, forever. That is obviously false. That would make Paul a complete false prophet. So let's get real. There's something about that forever word, which doesn't mean forever and ever and ever and ever. It means into the indefinite future, as long as the circumstances surrounding that point are valid. And that's only as long as the old covenant under Moses is valid. It is invalid. I repeat, the covenant with Moses is invalid the moment that Jesus began to bring the new covenant. So that's not a difficult question. Olam means as long as the circumstances in question prevail. But the circumcision in the flesh does not, I repeat, not prevail in terms of the new covenants.
That's why I threw up this list that I made.
Of course, good.
All the things that are said to be forever, because
Absolutely.
Christian Sabbatarians,
Yes.
that sounds like a squircle, by the way. Or a
Yes.
square
Yes.
circle. Are they doing the lambs, the showbread, the slaves,
That's right. Good
the
point.
Aaronic priesthood, touching the dead?
Yes.
Obviously,
That's right.
new moons. I believe you come from a system that tried to new moon keeping somehow. And of course, the big one, as you said, physical people
Yes.
might not remember, Anthony.
Mm.
But if you go back and read the commandment of the circumcision,
Yes.
God is very clear. He said, this is a sign of this covenant
Yes.
I'm making. Anyone who does not follow it will be cut off, right? A play on words. Cut off from my covenant.
Yes.
Which means death, folks. You're dead. There's no life for you. No life in the age to come.
Right.
So, and he said this is a perpetual, forever covenant. I did, just to be fair, meet a couple of Christian Sabbatarians in Australia, Gentiles, not of Hebrew or descendancy, who did circumcise themselves,
of course,
as adults.
Yes. Well, they haven't understood the Bible. That's the problem. The Sabbath, keeping the Sabbath on Saturday, is a sign of the old, I repeat, the old covenant. It's not a sign of the new covenant. So if you want to live with one foot in the old covenant, don't do it. Get real, get a life, and see that olam means until the circumstances prevailing what I'm saying, then that's binding as long as those circumstances prevail. But the old covenant does not prevail once the new covenant begins, and it doesn't begin at Pentecost. That's a fatal mistake. The new covenant began with the words, the teachings of Jesus, and it continued with the further teachings of Paul. It didn't all come in one day. It had to be gently given, unfolded to the people, if you like. But we really must get this right. Sabbath keeping and physical circumcision are matters of the old, which is now the completed and no longer binding covenant upon us. So move into the new covenant and you'll do what God wants you to do.
I got an interesting comment here. Jonah was in the fish, quote, forever. In fact, it was 3 days.
The same principle applies as long as the circumstances prevailed. He was permanently in the belly of the whale, if you like. That is, as it turned out, it happened to be 3 days, 3 nights, which is actually Friday to Sunday.